as a young player. As I said, all you want to do and all you need to do is play football, and the rest will take care of itself, as they say. But within that, you need a good team around you sometimes to kind of take care of all the stuff that's coming in for you if you're doing well and you're successful.
Hi, I'm Jamie Morley, CEO of New Era Global Sports Management.
Hi, I'm Pete Smith, licensed football agent and director of New Era Global Sports Management.
I finished playing probably about the age of 31, and it was a new era for me really. I didn't really want to go into the coaching side of the game or the management side of the game, and I'd made a few mistakes. Looking back on my career, made a few mistakes and fell into a few of the pitfalls that are out there. So I thought that maybe the sports management side of the game was something that I could, put some time and effort back into it and help the future, the next generation players.
I played with Jamie late 90s at Brighton and we became pals. I went and worked for the Professional Football Association, but still played part-time football. And I then met up with Jamie again, playing part-time. So we used to travel in Tuesday and Thursday, discussing life, and what it's like to come out of the professional game and how you go forward. Jamie at the time was doing property for a lot of the current players, and I was working for the PFA, but also doing agency work for the PFA. And we just said, look, one day, let's start up New Era. Took about 6 months to get all the paperwork done, and then we came live September 2008.
Pete, he does the paperwork, the agency work. He's great with the contracts. So together, we really work well together with a fantastic backup team. And we're going from strength to strength. But first and foremost, what drew me to Pete was as much as him being a smart guy, hard-working, he was loyal, and I needed to bring loyal people into the business.
Gareth's been with us now for, would this be going into your fourth year? So I'm hopeful that we are doing the correct things at New Era, and hopefully that's proven by Chris signing on the dotted line and also Gareth.
I sort of do more of the mentor side and channel my attention into the players, what to do, what not to do, how to live your life. You get out of it, what you put in, and all of those kind of mentoring kind of moments that I never had really, and I slipped up on. It's myself back in the day. Shadow of the man I am now, as you see, about 4 stone lighter. That was at Millwall in the old den. I think I went on from there. My next touch, beat 1 and then smashed it in the bottom bin. Yeah, we beat Wolves 2-0. I feel sorry for the fella that's eating a bit of grass, but that was probably about the only occasion that I've done something on the pitch that was positive. But no, good memories, and it reminds me of my playing days, but also you can have fun times and stay good times within the game life after. So yeah.
Me and Jamie are chalk and cheese. Like he says, he made a few mistakes. I came out of university and sort of fell into football at Brighton and through Liam Brady. Jamie's got a lot of tales to tell of things that he shouldn't have done. I'm more, this is the way you should do it, lads, because average career is 8 years. So albeit whether it's injury, whether it's lack of form, whether it's a manager that don't fancy you, like that, and you're out of the game. So we look after Rio Ferdinand, and we do a lot of commercial activities for Rio.
These two men speak to, they're in my diary.
Really?
Yeah.
So these are the guys in the
Yeah.
You're doing well and you're successful. There's going to be offers for this, offers for that, and sometimes you need somebody to shoulder that load and to kind of palm it off and deal with it in the right way. And for me personally, over the years, New Era have looked after me really well in that respect.
Whether it's Twitter, Facebook, whether it's his online magazine, we felt 4 years ago that it was a great vehicle to reach a mass audience. And I think at the time, probably the general consensus was that it was a bit standoffish. People didn't really know Rio Ferdinand. They sort of did, but didn't. He wasn't approachable for whatever reason.
I didn't understand it at first, but I believed in what they were saying, and I can see the fruits in it now because people are kind of seeing me for who I am really through the social media platforms that I'm on.
I think over the last 4 or 5 years, he's actually developed his skills, social skills, his interview skills, and he's engaged a lot of people, not just Man United fans, but everyday people.
My number in your magazine, front cover, unbelievable.
I'm not saying he's a pioneer within the football, but he's probably one of the people that have really took advantage of the social media platforms available today.
If it's used correctly, and it can be used in a very good way commercially as well, but then at the same time, you know, you do get a lot of problems that creep up with Twitter from rival fans, but you've got to be a bit thick-skinned and savvy enough to know to let them kind of issues go, because at the end of the day there's a code of conduct. And we want to make sure that, you know, he uses it correctly.
It's not someone in an office behind a desk who just has a perception of me and who's putting it out there to the world what I'm meant to be like. This is coming from me, the horse's mouth, so to speak, and it's a more genuine and more touchy-feely way of getting to people.
Through Twitter, it gets to show people the real Rio Ferdinand, the personality that he is inside and out. So for him, it works.
You know what, I think they're a good shot. Him in a goal, just 40 odd balls behind him. To date, this is the amount of balls in the back of the net that he scored. That wasn't bad, was it? All right.
You see Rio and, you know, and people get in awe of him.
How are you doing? Good to meet you. This is your turn. Can we grab a quick picture? Is that all right?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah? Your turn.
Many times, you know, people are in awe of him, but to see that effect that, you know, that phone call had on him speaking to somebody that he was in awe of.
How you doing, Michael?
Sir Michael Jackson.
How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I'm very good.
Nice to talk to you.
And
Say it
you?
again.
Thank you very much for the shirt and the signature, man. I very much appreciate it.
You're more than welcome, and I look forward to meeting you, and hopefully you can come to the show. And
Yeah, I'll be in the front
it'll be
row.
great. Oh, great.
So hopefully I'll see you after, and hopefully we can talk and stuff, and it'll be great to meet you. And good luck.
Oh, great to meet you too. God bless you.
Take care. Thank you.
It was about 6 weeks before he died, so unfortunately we wasn't able to get together. But, you know, that moment was great.
I'm selling that phone, bruv. It went on my phone.
Oh my God.
Seriously,
Jacko, mate.
dab on, bruv. Obviously, he's one of Rio's heroes, but also mine, and it was a lovely night, lovely occasion, really.
I'm going to do the moonwalk out of here, mate. I'm moonwalking out.
He's a South London boy from Peckham, you know, wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Yes, he's on fantastic money now, but has worked very hard and made many sacrifices along the way. For me, it's just showing that normality, really, that if he comes to London on a day off, he just says, you know, simply, you know, I'm on the way down on the train to Euston, and he get 30,000 tweets coming in saying, what, you don't have a private jet, you know, you don't have a chauffeur.
You want to stand with me and do a picture? Come on. So you're going to say cheese? You're going to say cheese?
All right. Cheers.
He's actually a really nice person, and I think that's proven. We may be in London doing a bit of shopping, and it'll take him an hour to walk 25 yards because people want to speak to him, people want his autograph, and he'll always stand there, he'll sign it, he'll have his photo took.
Thank you. Cheers.
Welcome to New Era. This is our London-based offices in London Bridge, and here's a few of the staff behind the scenes that are making us tick. This is Christopher, one of our agents and commercial liaisons, aka Bradley Brannion out of EastEnders, but very good at his job. I nicked him from Sony, Simon Calf, so thanks for that, Simon, and he's a real asset to the company moving forward. This is Brett, works with all of our former players. People like Matthew Letizia and John Barnes are on Brett's phone on a regular basis, creating them work for now and the future, so big part of what we do. JK, Joe Kennedy, looks after a lot of our younger lads and also players like Daniel Gabidon and Johnny Williams, Jazz Richards. Marcus Campbell looks after Sally Kukai at Crystal Palace. You need to look out for him, he's going to be a fantastic player. Ian's on the phone, which is a rare thing. I don't think he's moved a player for about 2 years. But looks after a lot of the big presence at Brighton. And Ian, say hello to the cameras. Big presence at Brighton and really progressing well. He's going to have a fantastic future as an agent and hard working. This is Richard Dunn, our financial controller. Does all the numbers, all the number crunching for me and Pete. Always gives us bad news, that's the only problem. This is Kane, my nephew. Does all the work on the number 5 caps and he wants to be an agent, so he's working towards being an agent one day, but does a lot of work on the commercial and we don't know. He looks a little bit like Professor Green and Andre Arshavin, but at the minute we can't work it out. But he's a good lad. As you can see, this is all the business we're doing for the summer window. So we're going to be very busy. Not a lot on there at the minute, but...
Hi, I'm Christina Blaney and I'm the Administration Manager at New Era. So basically I like to think of myself a little bit as mum at New Era.
For us, we're a family, and whether you play for Leyton Orient, Shrewsbury, Man United, Queen's Park Rangers, and whatever age you are, to come and learn of experiences from your fellow pros in-house is something that we thrive ourselves on.
He's a big personality and a really inspired person to work for. When he walks into a room and he talks to people, you can see them becoming motivated and they walk out, 10 feet tall, ready to go. It's a real gift. And he's a fun person to work for as well, which is nice. And he shares in the success of the company as he's becoming more successful. We all share in that, which is lovely.
There's a lot of people in here today and staff that the lads won't meet on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis. So it's to get the lads down and get some advice really, whether it's social media, how to deal with the press, media training. Our lawyers here today, our accountants are here today.
They've got to be not just footballers, they've got to be businessmen, they've got to look after the finances, they've got to get on the property market and they've got to educate themselves in life because they've been in that bubble. If you've come through the academies, you come through the scholarships, you've never experienced life outside of football and when you're getting huge sums of money, what do you do with it? How do you look after it? How do you value that money you're earning?
What can I say about Vic? I'm surprised his head doesn't explode. He has so much going on because not only is he a great football agent, and I love listening and talking to the guys because he's so good, but also he's the commercial side of the company as well. He's got a great knowledge of corporate, so he actually is looking at both things. So yeah, he's a man on a mission all the time.
You'll find within the 45 players that we look after, 45 to 50, most of them know each other. And that's something that we pride ourselves in, because a lot of stables, you might be in the same stable, but you have no relationship with those other players. So I think that's something that's special as well.
Get a bit of footage on my 2 young pretenders, please, Johnny Williams and John Mark.
Christina's got
They are friends, it's not just business, they can separate the business and be a real friend, and you can call them for everything, not just about football, for talk everything. So I think they're friendly agency, but after when they have to do business, it's business.
Barclays 4, Williams 1. Sorry, no, sir. Sorry.
Our client, Adline, who was launching his website, Jamie went, all the staff, and then the likes of Rio, Ashley Williams, and a few lads went to support him. Again, it's clients supporting everybody's projects.
This is the new age. The website is part and parcel now almost of young players nowadays, and he's on the road and hopefully will be successful.
We're all just pleased from the New Era family. I think we've come here to Paris to support him, and we're just there for him.
There's always going to be somewhere looking after you, whether that's Pete or Jamie or JK, just watching out for you and just looking out for your interests really and doing the best they can for you. I think it's very important.
Thanks to coming to my website lounge. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Get out.
Hi, I'm Jamie Morley, CEO of New Era Global Sports Management.
Hi, I'm Pete Smith, licensed football agent and director of New Era Global Sports Management.
Who's the hardest working in the office?
Richard.
Max. Max Ferdinand, because he's never here, so we wouldn't know what he's doing.
Max Ferdinand, player liaison at New Era Global Sports Management.
I think players have got a social responsibility, you know, and I think at the end of the day, whether it be Anton, whether it be Vio, whether it be Gareth, we always encourage players to put something back. And I always believe, because football's so big, you can actually make a shift in society to a degree.
And the event he's doing today is a coaching session for the Samaritans. And it's just great because the Samaritans, obviously, it's a great charity. They do great work, and it's great for Anton because the kids love it, as you can see.
It was nice to come down here and coach the kids, you know. I mean, there's some characters out there. I go back into Peckham and play football with the kids and that in Peckham.
Wow, they've got double glazing now. What's going on? Double glazing.
I was also from an estate in South London, and I think it's great to go back to your roots and the communities and help, give a little bit back. Gives them, if only one kid gets some inspiration from your trip or your day, and it can, you know, determine his career path, then for me it's job done.
Put it in one hand.
Oh, I know. You have to
and then flatten all that down.
We had some children from the Swansea Bay Asylum Seekers group, and you know, Pizza Express offered to put a party on for them through my charity Will's World. So you know, we came together and tried to give a fun day for the kids and stuff. It was a good experience for me, and you know, the kids seemed to enjoy it as well. So it was a good day all round. Jamie's always stressing the importance of, you know, going back to the communities where you're from and stuff, because, you know, we was all from those type of places one day, so, you know, it's nice to go back now.
So the likes of Ashley Williams, you know, who's been fantastic on the pitch, but also off it, is, you know, a real shining light for New Era. Only last week he goes up and collects the Carling Cup as captain. It was probably my proudest moment as CEO of New Era, the fact that one of our lads that's come through from New Hensford to, you know, Stockport to Swansea and now into Europe.
It was one of those trips, pulled up, we got into the airport and we had to wait for about 45 minutes because the cameras all steamed up, all the lenses had steamed up. And I went for a little walk outside and it was unbelievable scenes. So I sort of scuttled back in and said, well, George, you know, they're all waiting for you. So we've walked outside and it was unbelievable. You know, I think George got on top of the car. You know, it was like, you know, the king and I, you know, he's just come back to the, you know, to the motherland as such, and he got a fantastic reception. Throughout the week, you know, we saw some unbelievable scenes, whether it be going to see his grandma who was bedridden at the time.
This is my grandma. She looked after me.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Peter. I look after George.
She's my agent.
Even then, George broke down, started crying. So it was quite, as much fun as it was quite emotional as well.
When I left as a little boy, this is what it's all about, you know. Go back home.
I'm happy to see you. We are fine.
The driving was indifferent, to say the least.
I'd like to say it's been a pleasant journey to where we're going to?
Yaoundé.
Yaoundé. It's been the longest journey ever. But the guys, pure drivers, and they've took a few chances with our lives.
In seriousness, the trip was fantastic. It was fantastic for George and his family. And again, we went into hospitals. Everywhere we could have went, we went for those 4 days. And it was a fantastic journey, and not just for George, but for me too, and the cameraman and the director. It was an education.
It was brilliant. One of the best memories I'm ever gonna have in my entire life. Having, you know, a member from my agency to come down with me to my country and also bring the cameras down for them for the whole world to see where I come from, you know. And it's been brilliant so far.
And that's what we're all about, you know, and we're with players through the good and the bad. And with football, there's highs and lows, and there's probably more lows than highs, to be fair. But, you know, we're there to support them.
I suffered a triple break and dislocation of my left ankle playing Sunderland. By having the right people around me, I've managed to get through it and come back in the quickest time possible, you know, which is 6 months, and they're telling me it's the quickest time. So it was important I had family and people like New Era and all that around me supporting me and helping me to go to places like St George's Park, you know, making sure my new contract was done, all these different little things and things along the way that helped me to get back to where I need to be, which is here now.
I was there the day that Neil unfortunately had his injury and went straight down pitch side and then to the hospital, and you know, it was a moment of sadness that, you know, that we shared. So for Neil, you know, it was down to, you know, showing him that support vehicle along with his family, wife and young child, to get him up and running again and getting him to believe that, you know, he can have that rehabilitation to get himself back up and running again.
Look up to me a little bit.
We like to encourage the lads to do a little bit of media work off the pitch, working with their interests, so you can see a different side to them, because if you don't, you know, the dangers are that the media have the opportunity to misconstrue who you are, or they have the ability to turn you into the next David Beckham. So from our point of view, we like to work with the players on commercial opportunities so that they can show a different side to their personalities off the pitch.
The go-karting, for example, Chris, who I thought was really quiet, you know, came across fantastic. You know, he spoke really well, answered all the questions. You know, it was good fun on the day as well. And I was quite surprised how confident he was.
But you were reversing, weren't you?
Just get my tyres ready,
I've seen him drive on the road as well, he's not the quickest.
So you got 28.52, thanks so much.
Quite lucky Jamie wasn't there that day, because Jamie would have probably been going around smashing people. Yeah, it would have been a bit dangerous.
Where do you want to go, mate?
So a lot of the players do tend to be a bit introvert and don't really want to get involved because they feel uneasy. And I think, you know, being in the Premiership, you know, you need to have some sort of profile.
With Ashley Williams and Neil Taylor and you Chris Gunter and Gareth McCleary, to name a few, have really developed into Premiership players. But then we have the undercurrent of players. You know, Jonathan Williams at Palace is a fantastic, exciting player. Jazz Richards, who's at Swansea, who's on loan at Crystal Palace. And young boys that haven't emerged yet, but going to be there for the future. Connor Wilkinson at Millwall and Gussie Mosal and Sully Kukai. Some fantastic, real, raw 16, 17-year-olds that will continue to come through and be developed at New Era.
It doesn't always work out with players. For example, Jermaine Genius. We looked after Jermaine for around 2 years, but unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out. We couldn't get the right club for Jermaine. and went our separate ways.
It's part and parcel of the game, no different to transferring when you're at a football club and moving from club to club. If we can't do the job, we have no hard feelings, and we hope that they go on and they have a successful career and life after football.
Sometimes it's quality rather than quantity, and some people do work on a numbers game, you know, and they may have 100, 150 players, and you know, 2 or 3 of those might pop up and become fantastic. But for me, good, bad or different, you've signed into a contract to represent that player. There's more lows than highs within football, so for me, you have to represent him in the best format as you possibly can. And at the end of the day, I think me and Jamie just want to do our job the best we can and see the clients succeed.
You know, the drinking, the social networking culture, women and all the bad influences that come within a footballer's life at them crucial moments. Hopefully our lads can deal with them a little bit better than I dealt with them at them times. It kind of derailed me a little bit, and it wasn't a case of a manager or I come across a bad coach. It was myself that didn't put enough time and effort, didn't take the game as seriously as I should, and didn't get the rewards. And so I make sure 100% this time round that my players won't go down that same road.